Hello and welcome to For Truck's Sake. It's me, Joe, here with you, Louise and Beth here as well. And this week, we're going on a journey with you guys watching, listening at home. So we're novices in this industry. We want to know a little bit more. So where do you go if you want to know anything? If you want to know how to make your own clogs, how to build a nuclear reactor, what it's like to actually be a lorry driver, well, you go to YouTube. And that's what we've been doing this week. Firstly, let's say hello to Louise. How are you doing?
I'm good, Joe. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. And Beth, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm jolly good. I'm feeling chipper. Feeling chipper.
I like that.
Chipper. See, it's an old school word, and it's because I have been somewhat influenced by the particular video that I've found. But Louise, let's start with you. So obviously you're a gamer. I was going to say you're a Twitcher. Isn't that that's a bird watcher? Isn't it?
I have twitched in my life, so you could say that.
But bird watchers are Twitchers, aren't they?
They are.
That's
look,
maybe
I've never done that, but no. But look, Joe, there's time for everything. You know, Christmas is coming. There's time off.
When she's not gaming, you will see her with the binoculars looking out the window.
That's me.
So you guys are joking about that, but I have actually done that before. I love watching the birds outside. It wouldn't be uncommon for me to just walk past the window, just have a little look,
a little peek.
That is weird though. If the neighbours are like having a cup of tea in their kitchen window, they're like, "What's that?"
Just me, guys. Just me.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm fine.
A creepy neighbour.
But Louise, like, you are a gamer, so do you want to tell us a little bit about your thought process when you were looking for kind of something that interested you on YouTube?
Yeah, so gaming and music are two things that I really love, and especially when I'm gaming, like I love soundtracks, and like a lot of people when they play games, sometimes they make playlists. Like if they play like a skateboarding game or something like that, they tend to make a playlist while they're like playing the game. So I was kind of interested to see if that was the same with truckers and how that kind of mixed with music, and if there was a whole music genre around trucking. And actually, guys, I've got a little bit of a quiz for you before I show you something. Okay. And this is all based around truckers and music. So do you want to see how you're going to get on? Should we get into it?
100%.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, so I want to know, guys, what is the most listened to genre by truckers across the world? Is it country, rock, or classical?
Are we buzzing in?
You can look. Do you want you can buzz in, or you can try one each. It's up to you.
You want to buzz? You can go first.
Well, do you know what? In my head, I said country before you said any of the other ones.
So rock straight away.
Yeah, but now she said rock, I'm thinking more rock because I'm a rock fan myself, you see. But I don't know, I'm going to go first instinct. I'm going to go country.
What about you, Joe?
I think rock, but also like if you're doing like a whole day driving, like heavy metal might get a bit intense. You'd be like, oh, I need to bang some Lionel Richie on. It's a bit much.
Lionel calms it all down. Okay, well, guys, I can tell you that rock was number 2, but country is number 1. But rock is still very, very prominent as well because it's a driving music, isn't it? But yeah, country is number 1.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I don't know why. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's kind of easy listening, and I wonder actually, is it because in places like the States and Canada where the population's bigger, and I know that they love country music out there, and that's what I relate it to, you know, like the classic. I know you get truckers everywhere, but that classic stereotype, if you like, that's not, you know, you shouldn't really go off that, but when I think of a trucker, I think of country music. And,
me too. I don't know what it is. I think there's a lot of songs written about country music as well, written about truckers. Country music written about truckers, definitely.
But that's so true, isn't it? And like also they've got those big open beautiful landscapes. It's like you don't want to be listening to the Arctic Monkeys singing about a night out in Sheffield when you're kind of driving across Utah. You'd be like, this doesn't work.
Yeah, might not be the same vibe, but you get.
Yeah, just get a bit of Dizzy on. Here we go.
Yeah. Here we are. Pumping through. Right, so I've got 2 more questions for you guys. The next one this one was really interesting, actually. I really love the answer to this. So, what musical artist actually started his career as a trucker? Was it Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, or Billy Ray Cyrus?
I'm going to go Billy Ray, you know.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
feel like because he's a classic, isn't he?
He's a classic. He is a classic.
He sounds that's the trucker's name in like the deep south in America. That sounds right.
100%.
So true.
You both going for Billy Ray?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, it's Elvis Presley.
No way.
Literally, because apparently his dad used to be a trucker, and when he left, like, he graduated from school, he went straight to kind of follow his dad's footsteps in trucking, and he was a truck driver for a bit before he became Elvis Presley that we know today.
Wow, if the music thing hadn't worked out, he had something to fall back on.
He'd be trucking about the place, you know what I mean? He'd be having a great time. Literally. I know, I find that one really interesting. That one was like a little curveball, I thought. But finally, okay, so trucking has its own musical genre, but what do you think it's called? Is it truck and roll?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Truck Americana, or truck driving country?
Oh, well, I'd say the last one because it's got country in it, but I'm not too sure.
I think truck and roll. If it's not truck and roll, they've really missed a trick, haven't they?
Yeah, that is a good one, to be fair.
Needs to be trademarked, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to tell you that it's actually truck driving country. Beth, you were spot on. Oh. It's an actual subgenre of country and western music, but especially for truckers. So there you go. And it's all about, all the lyrics are like about trucks and drivers and trucking and the trucking industry experience and all that kind of stuff. But truck and roll, I think I was onto something there personally. So I feel like...
Did you make that up?
I did.
Oh, yeah. You want to patent that.
I'm going to trademark it. I'm having it. So with that in mind, guys, I scoured the old YouTube to see what people would like on the road with like playlists and things like that. And I managed to find something quite fun. So I'm going to share my screen for you.
Yep.
And this is a truck driver who writes his own music. So he creates and writes his own tunes and makes music videos to them. So I'm going to see if it'll give a play. I'll see if the sound will play, but I'm not too sure, but we'll give it a go.
Flip the clutch in the bull-nosed truck, I'm heading for the boat. Well, I never say goodbye to the woman this time, but I left for a note. Well, I'm up 3 steps in heaven, well, on the highway to hell, and I know it'll be a while before I say goodbye, 'cause I know you're looking well. It was just my luck to be given the truck with a naked of a load, and 5 springs and a hammer, an adjustable spanner, and a roaring V8 stove. The tachograph was turning black as I passed the London night. With one eye on the road and the other on the phone, took a selfie passing by. All chains and cranes and roads and lanes and slurrying money by the ton.
There you go. That is an absolute stomping tune from Marty Moan. He writes his own music. He's a geezer. Yeah, he's a geezer. So there you go. That's a little troll down into trucking and music for you.
It was a bit like a sea shanty.
It was, yeah. With a nice filmed on the iPhone music video to go with it. It was a vibe.
What I've realised is that truckers, I guess it's because you have a lot of time in the cabs. There's a lot of thinking time to come up with ideas. There seems to be, not they have a lot of time on their hands, because they don't, because they're working, but they're like the amount of like bloggers and stuff and interesting ideas they come up with. Because I guess they're probably sitting there and maybe have a little dictaphone like Alan Partridge style next to them, just like, do a sea shanty, get a few lorries in it.
Yeah, that's it. About the clutch.
Extraordinary. Yeah, I mean, is that going to make it onto your Spotify playlist, Louise?
Look, I think it might be into the Spotify Wrapped next year. It'll just be him on the top 5.
Imagine that.
Literally, we'll see.
Oh wow! I mean, I'm gonna honestly, Marty Moan, get out there, download his work. Let's give the guy a plug.
We're giving him a nice little meaty plug there. Go on, check him out.
Truck and roll, baby.
Truck and roll.
Now I was a little bit stumped at first because I was like, okay, so I chatted to a driver earlier this week and we kind of talked about wages and tramping, which is where you stay overnight in your cab and that kind of thing, and learned about the life of a driver. But I was like, well, what are my passions in life? So I was like, okay, I like football, but the only thing I could find like to do with football was monster trucks playing football, like a computer game you could play. And then I was like, I like hip hop. Weirdly, there wasn't a lot of hip hop trucking. Sadly, Marty Moan could maybe collaborate with Jay-Z or something. Who knows? Like, there's something in that. I'm sure that's fine. Just ping him a WhatsApp, mate. But then I was like, okay, well, I like history as well. So I was like, okay, let's look at the history. Like, put history and trucking into YouTube. So a lot of it was like, such and such a lorry was built in 1942, and I was like, cool. Fine, not massively my cup of tea. And this is an upbeat, entertaining podcast, so I thought we might lose people at that point. But then I found something else. So this is a video made by British Pathé, I don't know how you say that, from 1965, which advises drivers how to drive a truck well. And they also use an example of how to drive a truck badly. And they have two characters in this video. So I'm just going to get this video up now for you.
Oh, I'm excited. This sounds fun. This sounds really fun.
It's 3.5 minutes long, and it just really shows you how the world has changed since 1965.
Let's have a look.
So can you see that screen? There's a lady sitting on a cockerel.
I can. Great start. Great
start. So let's give this video a watch, and hopefully we'll all learn how to drive a lorry properly.
I can't wait.
The best drivers are lorry drivers, or so we've heard. But accident figures have prompted the police to make spot checks on these big weight trucks that hurtle along our roads, because some lorry drivers are better than others. He's a good driver. He's like most of the long haulage men. But what about him? Your good driver wouldn't pick up hitchhike people to distract him. He knows he's the captain of the dry land equivalent of a cargo ship.
He's having none of it.
But captains differ in their sense of responsibility. Someone's been slack as regards maintenance. Someone's been in too much of a tearing hurry, hasn't he?
He looks like a bad egg,
he doesn't like
he?
this hold up one little bit. Old Tearaway wants to be off in search of congenial company. And old Tearaway's found some company, without so much as a slowing down signal to the car behind, without a single thought for his firm's no passengers regulation. Not a bit like that other chap we met at the checkpoint.
Sure.
He's just being a nice guy though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, your good lorry driver is the best and most courteous driver you'll ever find. A good example and a help to other motorists. But what about old Tearaway? A fine help he is. And drivers like this make other people drive badly too, through sheer exasperation.
Oh. That's one for the theory test, isn't it? You've got to be clicking the screen there.
With company to take his mind off his job, old Tearaway's forgotten he's in a hurry. Or that anyone else is.
I mean, so you get the idea. There's a little bit later where he stops and goes to the bookies as well.
There are two ways of doing everything.
He goes to a cafe,
right-hand turn,
and then
he's having a great time.
Get in lane and...
Oh yeah, here he goes. Yeah, so then he
companion never
sticking a bit of music on the
jukebox,
not worried about getting back to his truck. Like it is. So there you go. So I mean. What I love about that is that there's such like real judgments as well in it. So it's not like this is how you drive a lorry, this is how you shouldn't drive a lorry. It's like, look at him picking up chicks in the bookies, fag hanging out his mouth. It's like, well, that's got nothing to do with driving the like. That's...
It literally doesn't. He's living his life at the end of the day, you know.
It's too distracting because it's like, well, hang on, like. Yeah. What happened to the two girls? Like, did he win his bet? Like, what did he have for breakfast? Like,
so many unanswered questions in that clip.
Information we now don't know.
But also, what is extraordinary is just, I mean, it's 60 years ago, but the rampant sexism in the video, where it's just because literally the line is just like, "Old Tearaway is looking for Old Tearaway is looking for congenial company and looks like he's found some."
I know.
Well, like, what's the implication there? Like,
Yes.
it's just like,
What is happening here?
I could not believe what I was watching. I once worked on a video for the BT Tower, and they showed us a BT Tower safety video from the 60s.
Yeah.
And it was literally a bloke, right? And he's sitting outside the pub next to the BT Tower, and he finishes his pint of ale. And as he finishes it, he looks through the bottom of the glass and it zooms in on the tower. And the next thing, it cuts to him walking around on the beams, like 300 foot above London. No safety harness on, just been for a pint. It's like, what an
because that's an occurrence every day. I love how it's ale as well. It's got to be ale. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you've got to set the scene properly. It's going to be ale.
It's like, right, finish my pint, back to work.
I'm good for
300
the
foot
beans.
above London. Yeah, literally, like fag on the go, and he's wearing loafers as well.
Oh no!
Classic.
I mean, can I just say, if you want to learn what being a lorry driver is like and how to drive a lorry safely, I cannot urge you enough not to watch that video.
That's YouTube. That's the beauty of YouTube.
That is the beauty of YouTube. Now, Beth, talk us through your thought process and what it was you found.
Okay, well, as you guys know, I'm into my motorbikes and
Yep.
the world of social media. So I call myself a moto vlogger. That's what I'm doing. And,
Okay.
you know, YouTube is a more recent thing for me. But I thought, well, I've been looking into fellow moto vloggers and what they get up to. And I thought there's got to be some trucker vloggers out there. So I was like, right, let's have a little look down this road. And you know that I love trying to find people that are out the ordinary, not what you particularly would imagine. And straight away, this young woman comes up. She's like, you know, small, petite, just not what you expect a trucker to be. And I was just captured by this one video in particular where she shows you who accompanies her on her travel. So I'm going to show you guys. So it's so sweet. Right, let me just find... I've got two videos to show you. Let's see what one comes up first.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. I wonder what it is.
It's so sweet. Right, can you see that, guys?
Yeah.
Nope.
So she's also a healthy eater, and she was sharing her lunch with her little buddy that comes with her. So sweet.
Wait.
Yeah, she just she drives around with her dog, and she goes everywhere with her dog. It's honestly the cutest thing.
That's the best company.
We should point out that the truck is parked at that point. She's not just like...
The dog just goes everywhere with her. It's honestly so sweet.
What?
And he pulls her when other people are around.
Okay, now that we're done.
It's so sweet. There was this other video. I know. There's this other one I want to show you as well because so that's a German Shepherd that she's got, and I don't know how much you guys know about dogs, but they often get like hip problems and stuff like that. And obviously trucks are so high up.
Yeah.
So she shows you how she helps her dog get out the truck. It's so sweet. Let me just show you this.
So she's really excited right now. But first what I do is I'll put my arm across her chest, and then she's gonna put her front legs down on this step, and then I will catch in front of her back legs. So I'll show you.
She's like, wait, she's like, I'm ready, Mum. I'm
like.
ready.
But I can most of the time catch her just like this, but I'm gonna let her go now because she's gotta go potty. All right, come on.
Oh.
That's so sweet.
Oh,
It's a big arm moment.
So yeah, that's what I found, guys.
That's like, you know, on the escalators in the tube where you have to carry your dog.
Yeah.
And my dog's quite little, but there's a really good video of a guy who's got basically like a dog that's an Alsatian size, but like bigger. And literally, like, he's about to get on the escalator. He's like, right, come here, you. The dog like jumps and he catches it. and then they go up the tube like it's the most normal thing in the world. And this dog must easily weigh like 7 or 8 stone, and it's just there, just like looking around.
Oh, yeah, I love it. That's so sweet.
Oh, that honestly, that is heartwarming. So
Yeah,
I think that's
so
a rather
sweet.
lovely place to leave it. Thank you, Beth.
Yeah.
Makes me want to go and cuddle my dog now. Right, yeah.
After this.
Oh, bless. Where is Bridget? Right, anyway, yeah. So, right. Thank you so much, Beth. Thank you, Louise, as well, for educating us about the world of trucking and music. Yeah. Anybody who's got questions about the 1965 How to Drive a Lorry well, and I guess that would be everybody, please do pop them in the comments below. If there's anything, we're total novices here as well. We're trying to discover the world of trucking. If you've got any tips for us, advice for us, stuff you want us to cover as well, just give us a shout, because we're here for you. We're all part of the same team. So thank you very much for listening to and watching For Truck's Sake. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Yeah.